We begin today with a first alert update on a story we first told you about in April. Authorities in Fond du Lac County have charged 4 people from Ripon and a 5th person from Monroe in southern Wisconsin in connection to the overdose death of an 18-year-old man. In a 21-count criminal complaint, the 5 people are accused of giving the victim fentanyl-laced narcotics, seeing him overdose, and not getting medical help. Police say they left the man on the sidewalk. 4 of them are charged with being party to a crime of first-degree reckless homicide. The 5th faces a felony charge of maintaining a drug trafficking place.